You guys know that for me to go and buy a 2021 driver, it would have to be an extremely good price. Well, luckily, it is. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why the channel is not sponsored by a club manufacturer. Guys, how you doing? Welcome back to a brand new video. It's Simon on my way to go and pick up my first 2021 driver deal. I've been hunting, scoping, not really looking for any particular brand, whether it's Callaway, Ping, whatever, and I wanted to get it at the bottom of the bottom, the lowest of the low, still in very good condition, and to show you what is achievable. We're looking at pretty much almost 50% off. I've even gone cheeky and bartered the price down, which just reiterates what I said in one of my previous videos, that the end is near. Second-hand club prices are somewhat coming down and the demand isn't necessarily as high. Let me go and show you. You've probably got a good idea what I'm picking up. Let me go and pick this bad boy up, show you what I paid, the listing. Let's go and give it a hit. Boys and girls, ladies and gents, Taylormade Sim 2 driver. For the best price I think I've personally seen on any kind of platform, and I just so happen to be there in quick. 245, I'll show you the listing now, is what this bad boy was listed for. I quickly said, would they do 220 for it? I'll come and collect, which is cheeky. 245 for this is very good price. You could go away, hit this, play with this for the next 3-4 months and still get 220 after playing with it all that time. So 245 is a very good price. He came back in the middle at 230. And let me just show you the condition. Hardly looks used whatsoever. 9 degrees, 6.0, Project X, hazardous. I mean, there could be a tiny little, nah, not really. Tiny, it's not even scuffed the paint. I mean, okay, maybe a tiny mark at the top there. But overall, in terms of condition, fantastic. Now, I have hit this before, left-handed, not right-handed. I'll try and find what I sold the left-handed one for. I think it was like 319, something like that. Obviously 230 for the right hand. There will be more demand because obviously people want it. The prices have dropped though. The prices have dropped on these. I mean, they're not getting near 300. You're kind of getting 310, 320 brand new, which is understandable because, let's be honest, we're getting ready for the next installment of whatever's coming. And that's when my camera decided to run out of memory and then lost most of the footage out of yesterday through complications. So here we are down at Sanford. I was up at the range last night. I did get some footage of me using this on the launch monitor, as well as I've now tested this out on the course, so I can give it a full review. But I imagine you probably will understand exactly what I will think of this driver, even though it is very good looking and even though it does actually produce a very low spinning, high launching shot, especially for someone that swings it reasonably fast like me. So a quick throwback to last night when I hit some balls in the simulator down at Lower Hennick driving range, and it went very well. Now, I have only tested one other driver in that room, and that was the Honma TR20, which I got for an absolute steal as well. But that thing just launches the ball so high, especially with this loft and the shaft in it. I just couldn't get 300 yards because it ballooned. The harder I hit it, the higher it went, the shorter it went, and then obviously didn't give me much consistency. That being said, Sim 2, however, did the complete opposite. Very rarely do I pick up a standard driver head, 9 degree and also shaft, and it produced pretty good numbers. We're talking 10 to 14 degrees launch with 2,000 to 2,500 spin, which is going to give you an absolute bomb, not only in the air but when it actually hits the ground as well. So you're not necessarily hitting it too low that you're not going to get the right amount of distance, but also not too high that on a windy day the wind's just going to take it for fun. So the good shots with this driver were fantastic and up there, but that's not necessarily down to the technology, but rather it was the perfect loft and the perfect shaft, and the head weight was in the perfect place. This is the Sim 2, it's not the max version, so the weight's not at the back, it's very much in the front or middle of the head. Therefore, that center of gravity isn't going to raise that head at impact. It's actually going to keep it very much lower. So I was getting the spin rate and I was getting the distance down to launching it at the perfect condition. But here's where my issues lie, because now I've been out on the golf course and actually used it on the course, and what I realised, very much like probably a lot of you if you go for a driver fitting, is that my swing on the golf course is nothing like in the simulator. In the simulator, I'm trying to take the absolute leather off the thing to get a great drive, to then show you the numbers, and then we can all give me a pat on the back. And it's probably the same if you went for a club fit. The idea is you want more distance. Therefore, the first 10-15 shots in the simulator probably gonna be awful. Then you get warmed up, you probably try the first driver, that goes okay, swap head, swap shaft, try another head. We're now 30 balls in. Then you're getting into that golden zone of 35 to 50 balls. You're loose, you're swinging freely, you've got a bit of confidence, you know where the head is, and lo and behold, that is the driver that is now producing the optimal shots. You then hit another 20 balls after that, maybe change another driver. It starts tailing off, you start hitting it left, right, out the middle, X, Y, and Z, and then you go back to the original one that you've got a huge amount of confidence with. You've definitely got a bit of placebo effect, and lo and behold, you hit 1 or 2 with that. It goes down the middle, longest 2 of the day, or averaging longest 2 of the day. That is your driver, and you're very happy to then spend £450 for it. But sadly, on the course, we don't get 35 balls warm up per shot. We only get the 1. And what I realized again today is that majority of the time when I'm trying to play golf, I'm trying to hit a fade, and not only that, I actually line up to hit out the heel, mainly to give me more spin, because the more backspin, the less wayward shots and more comfortable I'm going to be. It's not going to turn it over as much. If I hit the ball at the moment out the toe with my snap hook, see you later. It's not even going to finish on the golf course. But if I can somewhat smuggle a left-hand heel shot in there, just like you see here, all of a sudden I can hit a nice controlled straight shot slash fade. And my whole reasoning and point behind this is that it doesn't matter if this driver is the fastest thing on the market. It doesn't matter if it's got the best shaft, doesn't matter if it's got the best head. I'm still at the moment, with my technique, still gonna try and look for that heel shot, grip down it a tiny bit, stand a bit closer, raise my hands, feel like I don't get my hip involved as much as you're probably seeing in the video here, so I don't hit that snap hook, because I'd love to have 185 mile an hour ball speed on the course if it went straight. But let's be honest, my ball speed and club head speed is definitely gonna be a lot lower on the course, because I just need to find a fairway. And to be quite frank, I'm just as good with a wedge from 45 yards as I am from 70. Not to say this isn't a great driver, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't go and test it. I'm just saying have some reservations, and also think about what your swing is like on the golf course when you are going to go and get a club fit. I'd love people to go and get a club fit. If they practice, play, and love this game enough, grinded it 10 hours a week, played for 2, 3, 4 years, and want to go and get their own custom fit bag, by all means please do. I've been there, I've loved it, and it's a complete joy. Then take your set with a pinch of salt when you take out on the golf course. You've got to give it time, you've got to let it breathe, you've got to realise that those swings that you were hitting in the simulator on the launch monitor with a guy standing behind you egging you on isn't going to be the same when you're playing with Dave and Barry at 8 in the morning and it's 8 degrees. Therefore, I also quite like the idea that you go out and find a deal like this. I mean, this is kind of 1 in 1,000, but you try it, you test it, maybe you don't like it, but then you sell this shaft for another shaft, and maybe you loft it up, and maybe you loft it down, and maybe you're going to have a lesson, and then lo and behold, you find this beautiful honeymoon period with a brand new driver that you can sell on and only lose £20 on, opposed to the brand new club fit route where you're going to lose 40 to 50% out the door. And if you're still asking me to review this club, it feels great out the middle, just like every other 2021 model, any manufacturer. I personally think it looks a lot better than anything else. Much better than the Rad Speed, much better than the Epic Speed. But I imagine quite a lot of you got those in the bag and thinking, Simon, this looks awful. And that is subjective, and that is why you have a choice. In terms of forgiveness, feel, everything else, it's as good as anything else that's come out on the market in the last 5-6 years. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why the channel is not sponsored by a club manufacturer. Guys, if you like this video, leave it a like, subscribe if you're new. Catch you guys later.
Morning Tom, hope you're doing well.
Good afternoon mate, well done on the lesson. And evening Alan, not a problem at all. And testing the G30s and the afternoon gents, on my way to the lockup. Go pick up the Mura Iron.